If I look kind of crazy, it's because I had 90 patients last night. 90! Started off with a normal amount. Had like 30 something. There was a med pass nurse. I took hers at midnight. I think I had like 50, which is very average for night shift. Okay, so like 2 a.m. rolls around. I know there's another nurse on the other side of the building. I have a question. I'm gonna go find this other nurse. I'm gonna ask her this question. I go over there. I don't see the nurse, but I see the CNA. Hey, do you know where the nurse is at? He said she left. Oh, like she took a break? He said, no, she left. What? He said, yeah, she does that. She'll leave and then she just comes back for shift change. I literally can't make this up right now. I was appalled. She stays clocked in. She goes home, sleeps for several hours, and comes back in time for shift change. That left me with 90 patients. I didn't even at least have the decency to tell me. If you can't survive night shift, don't work night shift. It's one thing if you got to go take a 30-minute power nap in your car, or even an hour. That's you, At least tell me. If I'm the only one in the building, at least tell me. What if there's a freaking fire? What if what if one of your patients codes? That's on you, because you didn't tell me that you left. You told the CNA that you left. You took your keys and you left. 90 patients stripped down butt naked in the shower room of this facility. The other night I picked up an agency shift. I showed up to work wearing scrubs and I left work an hour early wearing 2 gowns and grippy socks. My night was almost done. 5 a.m. I go in there. This man unclamps his catheter and sprays it all over me. He has a catheter for one reason and one reason only. He doesn't have retention. He isn't incontinent. This man is not confused. This man has ESBL in his urine. The contagious bacteria that is in his urine. He has a catheter to keep it contained within the bag. This man took his catheter and sprayed it all over me because he was so pissed off. Literally fell backwards into his bedside table, butt naked in this facility. I put 2 hospital gowns on, one in the front, one on the back. I put grippy socks on, throw all of my clothes away. Shoes, bra, scrubs, everything into the trash. Give my keys to the other nurse, and I walked out of there so fast. If you're late, I'm late. If you're on time, I'm on time. So I'm gonna sit here and eat the sandwich knowing that I'm outside the building. I'm here. But I'm gonna be maybe 5 minutes late because you were 20 minutes late this morning. I stayed up all night long while you got your beauty sleep and you were 20 minutes late. You didn't get there until 6:20. Your shift starts at 6. I don't know if I'm that mean to show up at 6:20. 6:05? Sure. But if it was an expectation of that we're all just showing up at this time, like if I was required to be there at 5:30 or whatever, then sure. But I know I'm gonna get there 30 minutes early to relieve the day shift nurse, and I know that day shift nurse in the morning is coming in at 6:15 in the morning with their coffee in their hand, and they're gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I woke up late. Here's the thing though. You were late relieving me this morning. You're the same person coming back tonight. It's karma. It's karma, yeah? Karma's a bit. It's just a courtesy thing. If you're here on time to relieve me in the morning and you're back tonight, I will be here on time. If you're late, I'm gonna do the same exact thing to you. I'm 25 years old and I can finally say that I've been to jail. I literally have to walk through security in order to get into work every single day. And if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm a corrections nurse, aka I am a nurse inside of a jail. Inmates. I treat inmates. I was a little intimidated at first, don't get me wrong. It's really not as bad as you would think though. I know a lot of people that do this, and so I knew obviously it was like perfectly safe and doable. You're never alone. You're never alone. You're never walking by yourself. You're never by yourself. Very rarely is there like hands-on patient care. From what I was told is that not every patient's on medications, or not every inmate, I should say. I guess not every inmate is on medications. I'm not an inmate, don't worry. I'm a nurse instead of a jail. And I'm really excited. It's gonna be very different. Thank gosh and thank goodness I have a guard with me at all times, or else I would be terrified. Even though these guys are like in their cells and stuff. I will update you guys along the way. I'm very excited. Obviously I can't share a whole lot. I can't bring you guys inside, but I will keep you updated on the outside. I don't want anybody to tell me that you cannot make money as an LPN, because I just picked up an agency shift tonight for almost $1,700. I'm sorry. I will be there in 2 seconds. I don't really know what the facility situation is like. I don't know what I'm walking into, but it doesn't matter. It's $1,700 and count me in, I will be there. I haven't had a full night's rest in a couple of days. Am I going to work night shift tonight? Yes, I am. But good thing that paycheck I'm getting is gonna pay for my energy drinks tonight, because we're gonna need them. So if you're an LPN, just please use this as your reminder to start working agency. Agency is seriously the best thing ever. You get so much more experience. You're gonna get more money. Like, hello, you're gonna get more money. That's just how you learn. I'm not saying you're gonna get shifts like this all the time. Very rarely do I ever see shifts like this, but being signed up with an agency, when I get that SOS text for $100 an hour or whatever it is, I will hit request for that job in a heartbeat. $100? Sure. Have I slept today? No. Did I sleep yesterday? No. Did I drive all through the night yesterday from Utah? Sure did. But I will be at work. I will be there in 2 seconds. Gotta go. Bye. 1 nurse and 1 CNA, 477 patients. Okay, so first thoughts when I pulled up to the facility, it honestly wasn't that bad. It didn't look that bad. It didn't look like, I was expecting some like crummy, rundown place that was like scary looking. Instantly, I was so humbled and so wrong, because the nurse I got report to literally when I walked in said, "Welcome to hell." And I said, goody. If you're a nurse, you never want to hear that statement, the welcome to hell. Anyways, she said, "Welcome to hell." And I said, holy crap. Okay, let's hear it, lady. Let's hear it. Well, first off, she said the nurse that you're working with just called off 5 minutes ago. And I said, "Are they finding a replacement?" She said, "Nope, it's just you." Anyways, my med pass took me a while because I did have like 77 patients. I got finished with my med pass about 12. I think it was pretty close to 12 that I finished my med pass. 1 nurse and 1 CNA, 477 patients. What are we supposed to do? What if there's an incident? What if there's like a trillion call-outs going off and there's just 2 of us? What do they expect? 1 nurse and 1 CNA for 77? Half these patients are Q2 turns and the other half of them are a 2-person assist. We're the 2 people. What if I'm somewhere and she needs me? What if she's somewhere and I need her? So we were running around, that's for sure. But tell me why it's okay to have 1 nurse and 1 CNA. Are you kidding me? That's just... And a nursing home will not run without CNAs. So if you have 1 nurse and 1 CNA, you will burn those 2 to the ground. You can see now why this place is paying $1,700 for 1 shift. Because they have 1 CNA and 1 nurse all night long. The other nurse that I was supposed to work with, she called off, and they just said, "Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'm an agency nurse. You can't have me by myself. I don't know anything. I don't know where anything is. I don't know the systems. I don't know these people. What if I have any questions? What if I have a question? What if a patient is like not doing good? Who's the doctor? Who do I contact? Who's the DON? I don't know. It's night shift. You think there's a DON here? What if I need somebody? Oh, you have a CNA. A CNA. You have 1 CNA. Luckily, the night was pretty slow and I didn't really need anything. What do you expect when you have 1 nurse and 1 CNA? What if there's problems? What if things go wrong? What if I need to contact the doctor? You think I have any sort of contact information for that? No, I don't. I only have 32 patients tonight. 32. Like, you're telling me in a couple of hours I'm not taking over a whole nother cart? It's gonna be 32 start to finish? Only 32? Usually when I sign up for night shifts, it's like 60 plus. I only have 32 all night long. Yes, my med pass did take me until 10:30. That usually rarely happens. But I didn't get started until after 7 because I couldn't get a login, which that was pretty annoying. But you're telling me I only have 32 patients all night long? Because sign me up, I'm gonna be coming back. I'm about to go sit down and chart, have a snack, but I only have 32 patients. Like, I don't really have much to do until like 5 a.m. I'm a little shocked. 32. On night shift. When does this ever happen? 32 patients. My mind is just like, you're fully staffed? It's night shift and there's 4 nurses on tonight. I usually don't work with 4 nurses during the day. And there's 4 at night. What? My patient had bed bugs and nobody freaking told me. That's kind of an important thing to know when you're taking care of somebody, isn't it? Like, if you had a patient that had bed bugs, wouldn't you want to know? I feel like that's important. Because if I would have known, I would be full head to toe in a freaking hazmat suit. Not hands-on patient care. Luckily, I did not get very close to this person. But I feel like that's an important thing to know. Like, let's put up some precautions. Let's do some isolation. Booties, hazmat suits, you know? I'm not bringing bed bugs home. Bed bugs, scabies, lice, no. COVID? Whatever. The flu? Who cares? C. diff, C. diff, yeah, that's But, bed bugs? Absolutely freaking not. Absolutely freaking not. And you didn't want to tell me. You didn't want to tell me that they had bed bugs. They're like, oh, it's in the history. It's in the history, but it's also in part of the admitting diagnosis. So is it her history or is it the admitting diagnosis? Which thing? Because those are two very different things. It's one thing if it's in her history. That's great. Maybe it's gone. Whatever. But if it's in her admitting diagnosis, it means that it's pretty freaking active. That if she has bed bugs and nobody told me, I'm going to be pretty ticked. Anyways, I'm not messing with bed bugs. No sirree. How do you even get rid of bed bugs? If anyone knows anything about bed bugs, let me know because I might have bed bugs. Late last night, my scheduler texted me and asked if I wanted to work the floor as a CNA. And oh my gosh, like I was humbled all day long. It's one thing helping the CNAs out on the floor during the day, but I've never worked a full like CNA shift. Like I wasn't ever a CNA before I was a nurse. And oh my gosh, I was so flustered all day long. Like these poor patients, I was having to roll them back and forth because I couldn't get the brief right. And then it was too long in the front or there wasn't enough. And I was just rolling back and forth. And then there's the whole thing about different sizes. And I don't know what patients wear what sizes. And I don't know all that kind of stuff. And then I got to answer call lights and do my showers. And I had to like do all my like rounds and my turns and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like how do these guys do it? Like I was so like flustered all day long. I'm sure it would have been different if I had like actual experience and like training as a CNA, but I just know from what like I do like during my shift. So my first time as a CNA, it was good. It was just chaotic. Like, it was just one brief change after another. And let's not even talk about meal times, because how am I supposed to manage getting all my patients changed, showered, clean, and then I gotta pass breakfast and pick up breakfast and lunch trays and oh my gosh, like all that kind of stuff. And I just couldn't do it all in one day. I'm really grateful that I'm a nurse. 17 patients for $107 an hour. Yes, please. Yes, please. Today is a freaking fracking good day because I'm making $107 an hour and I only have 17 patients. I only have 17 patients and I'm making $107 an hour. What? If you need a sign to be a travel nurse, like here's your sign. Because I'm making $107 an hour and I'm not even working agency. I'm working at the place that I work every single day for $107 an hour. They just needed someone to pick up an overtime shift. I used to have a place that would never approve overtime, not even like an hour. Like I remember this lady would get so mad and I would take extra long lunch breaks because she would not approve overtime. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to take a lunch break then, because if you're not going to approve my overtime, like I'm not going to be on the clock, you know? $107 an hour. I'm going to go finish my skilled charting. I'm going to go finish my wound care. I'm going to reorder some medications. I think I'm going to give a lady a shower and I'm just chilling. Like easy breezy, $107 an hour for only 17 patients. 17. My mind is blown. My mind is blown. So today somebody asked me to go run and get the crash cart and I ran and got it and it only had 3 wheels. It literally had 3 wheels. I don't know if there's anything more nursing home than a crash cart with 3 wheels and a food tray on top of it. Like, is there anything more nursing home? I don't think it gets any more nursing home than that. It really doesn't. Like, that is the definition of a nursing home. A dusty, crusty, broken crash cart. You better hope you don't need it, because if you do need it, you're going to have to carry it down the hallway, because it's not getting wheeled down there, and chances are there's nothing going to be stocked inside of it. It's going to be all broken and covered in food, probably. It's just the way it is. Not me trying to, like, waddle it down the hallway, the crash cart, after taking the food tray off of it. Luckily, we did not have to use this crash cart. Luckily, there were, like, 10 paramedics and firefighters that came in and saved the day. But that's just the nice thing about working in long-term care. Not the dusty, crusty crash carts, but the fact that, like, if anything goes south, oh, your patient's unresponsive, you're calling 911. Like, get this lady out of here. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Because that bed's not going down, our crash cart doesn't work, and I'm not doing CPR on a 98-year-old lady. I mean, I will if I have to, but I prefer not to, 45 patients, 2 nurses, and 0 CNAs. How are we going to make this work? This morning I got to work and realized there are no CNAs here. It's literally me and the other nurse. What are we supposed to do? But I guess the show must go on, right? So I started my med pass and got interrupted to do brief changes, but that's okay. What am I supposed to do? I guess I'm the nurse and the CNA today. All during med pass, I'm just praying that they're looking to find someone else to come in, because there's no way. There's no way that 2 nurses can take care of 45 patients with no CNAs. How does that work? Let me tell you, it doesn't. I did the best that I could. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Leave these patients with nobody? But it was a little bit distracting trying to do my medications and trying to be focused with that, and then also having to run back and forth with call-aids and brief changes and patients wanting to get up for breakfast. I've done both. I've worked as a CNA and I've worked as a nurse. I've done full CNA shifts. But it's a fully different thing when, I'm the nurse and I'm the CNA. I'm fully responsible for these guys, for their medicine and their nurse needs, but I'm also fully responsible for their CNA, their personal cares and things like that. That's a whole different story. Well, let me just fast forward this a little bit, because somebody did end up coming in. We did have a few agency CNAs that came in, late-ish morning, but still, what's going through my mind is holy crap, this is going to be the entire day. I'm going to have to do this all day long, and people are not going to get the care that they need to. So when I say that it was a quiet morning, it really was a quiet morning because we didn't have any workers there. Currently on the way out the door, because they just said that there's an SOS shift for $1,200, but they literally said to bring your own computer and your own vital supplies. And yes, I don't have my shoes on yet, but I only have a blood pressure cuff that's a wrist one that I think works, and an oximeter. So we're gonna see how this goes. But they literally told me to bring my own computer. I've never been to a facility or a hospital or whatever that is. It says bring your own computer for a 12-hour shift. So that was a little bit strange. I'm a little bit scared. If they don't have, supplies, if they don't even have a computer, what else do they not have, So, but it's $1,200, who's turning down $1,200? Nobody's turning that kind of money down. So wish me luck. I'll give you guys the update probably tomorrow. But yeah, $1,200 and bring your own supplies. I usually have my own supplies just in case, but I've never been required to bring my own computer. Bring your own computer or else you're not gonna have a computer. What if I didn't have a computer to bring? Just out of luck. So I'm a little bit nervous, but it's $1,200, so I can make anything work for $1,200, honestly. So let's see how this goes. So I'm an LPN and I'm getting paid $57 an hour today to literally take care of only 13 patients. I don't know. I'm not here to call LPN, RN, whatever, but I'm just saying as an LPN, you can make good money still. You don't have to be making $20 an hour or whatever people think we make. I'm making $57 an hour. I only have 13 patients. I'm working with 3 CNAs today. I'm taking a lunch break. I did my charting. I know before I've said the long-term care can get kind of messy, kind of crappy, that's nursing in general. That's healthcare. You're going to have great days and you're going to have bad days. There's not too many in the middle. It's either one or the other typically, unfortunately. But 13 patients, $57 an hour. I'm working agency, so it means I just show up to this facility and then that's it. But I work at this facility frequently. I've worked quite a few night shifts here. This is the first time I've worked a day shift here. But I'm getting to the point where I am working agency, but I've been here enough times where I know the building. Working a Sunday in the nursing home sounds easy, right? It sounds freaking easy. Nothing would ever go wrong on a Sunday. My morning started at 6 a.m. when a patient vomited all over my shoes. Just all over my shoes. All over them. Do you know what my next patient did? My next patient spit his meds all over me. His crushed up meds just all over me. Just spit them all over my face. I had Depakote in my mouth. I had crushed up Depakote in my mouth. Oh, and then guess what? My CNA informed me that my other patient had some black tarry stool. You know what black tarry stool means? Not good things. Black tarry stool means not good things. Oh, but guess what? It does not end there. It does not freaking end there. You know what my other patient freaking did? Do you know what my other patient freaking did? Not my patient taking off her pants, popping a squat, popping a literal squat on the floor, and just crapped. She crapped on the middle of the nursing hallway. She literally just took a freaking crap on my... Do you know who cleans that up on Sundays? You think we have housekeeping on Sundays? No. Me, I clean that up. I cleans that up on a freaking Sunday when there's no housekeeping. I don't get paid enough to wipe the poop off of the ground. I will wipe it from your butt, but I will not wipe it off the ground. I don't know why it's any different, but I will not wipe your poop off the ground. Coming off of your butt crack is a lot different than wiping it off the ground. I don't know why. How are you getting an STD at 80 years old? Like, dang, you're 80 years old and you got chlamydia? Get it, girl. Somebody tell me why STDs are so common in the nursing home. I mean, we do give out quite a bit of Viagra, but I didn't think they were getting STDs. These ladies over here aren't getting pregnant anytime soon, but I guess they're getting STDs. Let me tell you this, though. I've heard things going on. I've walked in on things going on. And I know a lot of things that have gone on in exchange for some cigarettes. But I didn't realize we were getting STDs over it. Ah, dang. This 80-year-old grandma's got chlamydia? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. All you grannies and grandpas out there getting chlamydia. Really? Dang. That's crazy. I mean, get it, girl. Today I voluntarily decided to be a nurse with 40 patients. Yes, I volunteered to have 40 patients. So before everyone goes crazy psycho on me, it's long-term care. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that hard. I've worked here for a couple of years now. I know the patients. I know the routine. I know pretty much the ins and outs and everything that really goes on here. I know this place like the back of my freaking hand. However, 2 patients today decided to kind of bottom out on me a little bit. We had 2 patients with an oxygen saturation like of 70%. So I had to hurry and call the doctor and get some stat orders, labs, steroids, antibiotics, neb treatments, all the good stuff. So that was crazy. I went up the stairs a million times today and made 10 trips to the Pyxis and the med room and all that kind of good stuff. But luckily everyone was good. Nobody went out to the hospital. We stabilized everybody here and it was a good day. Tell me why his toe came off with it. His freaking toe came off and he didn't notice. How does that happen? How do you not feel when your toe falls off? A while back on a travel assignment, I had a lot of diabetic patients. Yeah. Nothing negative to this patient. I mean, it happens more often than you think it would. I was helping the CNA clean him up. Afterwards, he said, "I'm kind of hot. Will you take my socks off?" Lost another toe. No big deal. No big deal? No big deal? It's a toe. You don't want your toe? There was something at the bottom of it. Oh yeah, his toe. His big freaking toe. Didn't feel a thing. Didn't feel a thing, no blood, no problem. Oh, my toe came off, didn't even notice. This man's toe came off and he didn't even notice. How do you not feel when your toe falls off? No big deal. Just my big toe came off. No big deal. What? You need your toes. What do you mean no big deal? And you didn't even feel it?
If you're new around here, I work in long-term care. Long-term care. Like, I work with people that are like 60, 70, 80 plus. I'm not working with people in their 20s very often, or children. That's not my thing. I have a patient who is 23 years old. I'm only 25, and I feel like a baby sometimes. Just, life isn't guaranteed. You could be having a stroke tomorrow and living in a long-term care facility. I'm not trying to be morbid, but you never know. It's just, I have a patient who is younger than me. I just can't even fathom like living in a long-term care facility. Just, you never know. So you better be kind. You better be kind to those around you. I'm not trying to be morbid, I'm just trying to be real. You never know what's gonna happen. So you better be careful what you say, you better be careful what you do, and you better show those around you how much you love them. Because you never know when you're gonna be in a long-term care facility. Taking care of young people as a nurse might be normal for some people, but it's not normal for me. So I don't feel this way very often. Not that I don't care for my patients, but usually when my patients are on their way out, they have 30 grandchildren, they've lived a long life. they're not 20 years old.
Working in a nursing home, I swear, I come home with the best stories ever, and you would seriously not believe some of the things that I've witnessed. So let me tell you. I can't even tell you the amount of times that I've walked in on patients doing their thing. 2 patients living in the same nursing home facility, in each other's rooms, doing their thing. I've seen patients with just huge freaking hickeys on their neck. Oh, where'd you get that? I don't know, I just appeared. Did it. Okay. I walked in to give someone their morning medications, and what was on his computer, he was not embarrassed. He was not embarrassed. In fact, he asked me if I wanted to join him. He asked me if I wanted to come and sit in his room, pull up a chair, and enjoy some nice film with him. No, thank you. I once walked in on a patient sticking his finger in his stoma, saying that it felt good. He thought it was kind of the equivalent of something else, a different kind of hole, you know, it's a stoma. No. First of all, that's just disgusting, but like, I don't think it has a lot of nerve endings to it, so I don't even know if that's possible. I had a patient on 6 liters of oxygen asking me to light his cigarette. Sir, you're on 6 liters of oxygen, and your sats are at 91%. I will not be lighting your cigarette. I'm sorry. No, just no. Favors in exchange for cigarettes. You know exactly what kind of favors I'm talking about. Hygiene? Who cares? Doesn't matter. I'll do whatever if I can get a cigarette. Who cares if you're clean? I'll do whatever. I just want a cigarette. Man, working in the nursing homes, I swear.
So I'm learning that CNAs don't even make $20 an hour. You're saying you guys make less? So I did some research. Burger King, the average pay, $15 an hour. McDonald's, the average pay, $17. So you're telling me that Burger King pays better than they're paying our CNAs? Panda Express, $17 an hour. Wendy's, $16 an hour. Chick-fil-A, $15. So you can be working, flipping burgers, taking orders for more money than what you're getting changing briefs, getting verbally abused all day long, brief changing, running after call-late after call-late after call-late, being screamed at, cussed at all day long, making $12 an hour. And you're telling me they can make more money at Wendy's or Burger King? Like, no wonder these places can't staff anybody, because all of our CNAs are running to Burger King. Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, Panda Express, Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell. These guys are paying their employees more than we're paying our CNAs. Burger King, really? I'm a month into my travel assignment and I'm already starting to look for my next assignment. I just can't help myself sometimes. I'm like always on the move. I'm always looking for the next assignment, for the best pay, for the best location. I'm always looking for the best contracts. Lately, I've been looking on luckynurse.jobs for my travel assignments. They just have the best, they have the best contracts, they have the best pay, the best locations. They're just I'm finding better contracts on Lucky Nurse Jobs than I do on any other app or website. For some reason, they just have the best ones out there. If you're a nurse, if you're a CNA, if you're an LPN, whatever you are, if you want to start traveling, you should look at Lucky Nurse Jobs because they make it so easy. Best contracts, best pay, best locations. What more could you want as a travel nurse, you know? You know when you scroll social media? Scrolling for travel contracts is becoming one of my things. I'm always scrolling for jobs. So if you're on the hunt, check out Lucky Nurse Jobs for your next assignment because that's what I'm using. And if you want good pay, she's all about the money. Well, duh, who isn't? I got you hooked up. If you want good pay, I know where to go. I know where to send you. I only have 23 patients today, and it has been the most boring, slow day ever. Besides my patient almost coding and having to send them to the hospital, that was the only, I keep looking at my watch and I'm oh my gosh, it's only 9 a.m. It's only 11. It's only 4 right now, and I feel I've been here for 3 whole shifts. It's on the busy days that I pray for a slow day, and on the slow days I pray for a busy day. I just can't decide if I'd rather be busy all day long or bored. Maybe just a happy medium, maybe, if that's too much to ask for. On a perfect day, I would have probably 20 patients. My med pass would take me maybe 2 hours, not too many diabetics, a couple wound dressings, but not too many. I get to take a lunch break at a regular time, I get my charting done, and I'm done with everything by like 5:30 and I'm ready for the next shift. That's obviously in a perfect world, like that doesn't happen that often, but I swear today, like I had all of my charting done, like my skill notes, by like before noon. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's only 4 o'clock. Like I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm literally gonna fall asleep.